So that was... Let me look at where we are. So next one is require restricted reading. Okay, we got 3 more quests. Let's keep going. I'd like to set out as soon as you are ready. Restricted reading. Wanta Shagini is waiting to offer you further instructions. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume. You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Ishtal is following you. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on over to the phenomenon. Head into the restricted section. Oh, yeah, over here. Oh, the noumenon, not the phenomenon. Duh. Gotta go to the library. We talked to Puddingway last time. His pudding will save the world. You'll see. To think, the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Azadal III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Clearly. Anyway, looks like the index page is over here. Let's go ahead and talk to him. He'll let us into the restricted section. Archon Yashola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Yes. Follow me, if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Now, you don't really want to burn down the restricted section.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
This is gonna take a while. I don't know what you expect me to do. I can see why Graha couldn't reach the top shelves now. So many books I've yet to read. Yes, we are here for one specific volume. You needn't remind me. Alright, let's check on this untitled journal. Today, in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing, not with hunger, but trembling, like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, insignificant even. Sir, please don't put your Void Sent ERP in here. Or your Void Sent fanfiction in the forbidden section. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite transcendent being. Though you attempt to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, there's one up there. Or 2 up there. Your voice sent fanfiction. The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by the thing that we are looking for. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlene Studium. as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. You still will need to make final confirmation. Well, I mean, oh, apparently I can't read the rest of them. Oh well. Have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies. I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by its contents. Of course you were. Well done, Brilliant. I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work.
Great Walk.
Time to see what all the fuss was about.
We've seen those before.
Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Interesting.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism.
I can see why this is in the forbidden section.
We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
Yeah, they're also in multiple dungeons.
Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
Yeah. Definitely.
And still, House Damia went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Wonder if they'll let us check it out.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
It's funny, that's called an index page. Those are their library pages, but it's an index page. Congratulations on locating the object of your search. Please move along. As much as I would love to start crafting the utmost, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hunnish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Her name is, it's probably Nidana. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nidana can. I say we return to Thavner and look for her at the Great Walk. Well, let's go get some Chinese food. I mean, let's go to the Great Walk. I mean, the Great Work. Hello, Nidana. All these sallow, sleep-deprived faces, but their eyes still burned with fiery zeal. Some things never change. Like when the first time we met them, they were all literally passed out from exhaustion. Was that? Oh, whatever. Istola tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you would want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. With it now. By the sisters! This is the mark of House Daemir. I never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestrated in the Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was? But that means every word within it is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research and put right into my unsuspecting hands. I can hardly wait to read it. Well, I always knew where that was going. To think that Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you in helping us build the new Mark Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes! Work on a Daemir project that even the redoubtable scholars of Charlene trembling in their sandals, no alchemist of the Great Walk could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big-mouthed simulacrum once you've built it? We're gonna go to the 13th. So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruin at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomos isn't to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means, accompany us to the vaults. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we've finished gathering the components I require. What do you need? Still, Ursula? Charlene's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such liquid, you need to go no further than the Font of Maya, as ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here anon. This is going a little more. This is going a bit smoother than I expected. Ah, there's no greater joy than hearing a new puzzle to ponder. Having, not hearing. Although you could hear a puzzle. Oh, okay, that pool. Yeah, let's head on over there. I've been noticing more recently that the culling seems to be a bit slow, or the image culling. So what I'm talking about is an optimization that a lot of game engines do is that with this rock, there's no point in rendering the stuff that's behind it. And I believe there's the term for that is referred to as something culling, and I can't remember the exact name. But I've been noticing that those polygons on sometimes just aren't rendered quite fast enough, so then you end up seeing a hole in the world. Anyway, we're not talking about graphics optimizations, we're talking about MSQ. Let's take a look and let's fill up this bottle. Alright, let's head back to the Great Walk. Let's see, that takes a finished restricted reading, and then we got 2 more to go. Oh, there's a Stinian. The boy Mahad was glad to hear the news of the Foundation. It means new life for him and his sister. Archon Yustula requested that I join you, but of her plans, she offered scant detail. I understand why. Oh, I forgot to mention, the Font of Maya attracts aggressive wildlife. You should watch out for them when, you go there next time. My apologies, I didn't see a single wildlife. Do you have the flask for me? Of course, Yustula. Anything for you. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Brillian. Let's see, let's get skill speed. Yeah, skill speed. Let's go ahead and talk to Yustula and continue on. Void theory. Yustula is eager to depart for the vault. Of course she is. Look who I came across. Estinians seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lance. It would probably be a good thing. It would probably be a good thing to have Estinian there, just to have another fighter with us, just in case, you know. Right, then. Now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matya's boat again? Not this time. Once Yustula informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akiali. Your Excellency is ever so gracious host. Shall we? Okay, let's head back over to Akiali. A little bit to the south, right? Okay, let's see this boat. "'Tis likely not needed with Vitra along, but I held on to the map against the chance we might return to the ruins. On to the boat, if you please. We can chat on the way there." And all this time, I thought that the tales of Azadul's hoard was no more than a drunken sailor's fancies. You need not keep your weapons close at hand. The Guardians will not attack if I am present, so I pray you leave them be. Sorry again, Vitra. The ship is yours to command. Oh, thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is exciting. Azadul's legacy. To see the truth of a legend with mine own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault. Yep, head on over there. We won't destroy all the guards this time, Vitra. Sorry. Again. I thought we cleared this place of constructs the last time we came through. It would seem a few stragglers remained. Estinian, I hope you didn't take them out. Poor Vitra. He really should have spoken with Estinian before we left. I shudder to think what we've cost them in terms of construct materials. He laid Oh no, Estinian. He laid waste to them ere I could utter a single word. Estinian, please. This is why you talk to the other NPCs. You get little goofy things like that.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance.
Just
Should
told her,
one
what are you
suffer
doing?
an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater.
As we saw with Nero.
Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th
Okay,
ourselves.
okay, good. She's actually thinking ahead this time. She's just been rushing
this is an
headforth.
experiment of sorts.
She's been heading like headstrong right into this.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Summon a primal. Oh. Yeah. Might as well go myself. Say nothing and look meaningfully as Estinian. Maybe send a familiar?
Very good. I see you've been paying attention.
Oh, okay.
As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Okay, so she's just gonna make a little imp thing.
I
Right.
hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Oh, is she gonna summon a Porksy?
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
This is gonna be a Porksy, isn't it?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Oh right, this is the magical girl you stole screenshot this of.
froth and foam!
Oh. It's one of the frogs. That was so out of character.
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Understandable reaction.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
What? She's all embarrassed.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
What do you mean that was perfect?
In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale.
And this one won't.
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
He's still stunned.
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
He can do that.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Don't worry, I am. Although I'm still a bit stunned. Oh no. Oh man. This is so tempting. This is so tempting. But I know I'm gonna get... Actually, that's the whole point, is to get the other dialogue. Froth and Foam!
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
Right. That's right, she turned us into those
Let us
frogs
begin,
at the
shall
beginning
we?
of Endwalker. In the Labyrinthos section.
Nixies, into the void.
It'd be really funny if that's her voice actress doing those voices. Got the spoopy music. Nope, we gotta wait around and talk to everyone again. Every time I come here, it reminds me of the dark portal above the Crystal Tower, and the final lash of Azadal. As I can never pronounce the other dragon's name. As Daja's tail as she plunged into the void. Sorry again, Vitra. Sisters, save me! I will never see you stood the same way again. Rough and firm indeed. I struggle to picture Y'shtola as a little girl. Easier to believe she's sprung fully formed from one of Master Matoya's cauldrons. Yeah. We need to wait for the time to ensure a meaningful result. Be patient and keep watch for any intruders. Well, I'm not seeing any intruders. Let's wait at the destination.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
Now the question is, are they actually going to return? Oh, looks like one of them was protected, but the other one doesn't look so hot.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Oh, the poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
Sinister voice.
We're out of time! I must reseal the void gate.
Looks like fun.
Through.
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium.
Well, that's useful.
Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
It seems like it.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation.
Okay. Yeah,
It
that would
was,
be a
of
little too
course,
easy.
originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Oh, I mean, we were kind of went there.
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Unakalhai,
Yes.
the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness.
I wonder if that guy we saw is one of those former heroes.
It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his final battlefield. But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
Yep, the barmaid at the Wandering... I wonder if that pops up. Okay, so neither... Okay, I'm really confused because neither of these are required content. But we did both of those. One of them, the top one, is from the Void quest, after you finish all of the Shadowbringer's role quests. And then the second one is... Oh, no, the second one isn't from required content. So the top one only shows up if you've done the Void quests. But the bottom one is the Elven Swordsman, who they're referring to is the barmaid. The Elven Swordsman is the barmaid, and we learned that in the Void quests. I'm glad we did those.
The server, Ciela, wasn't it? And you say she was another of Elidibus's pawns? I see. So Ciela, or rather Silver, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
I don't remember, that was over a year ago. Almost 2 years ago.
I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
We get it, Vitra. That's not going to stop you, Stola.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Sounds like a job
Then
for
I can
Nadana.
begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
Vitra really doesn't want us doing this.
Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
What's his DNC? Seeing the Void's terror firsthand was an experience, but I doubt fear of such creatures is the root of Vitra's hesitation. A satrap's duty. Is this the last one? Yes, it is. A satrap's duty is to allow ponders the next stage of your preparations to enter the void. Once Nadana succeeds in replicating the mock Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more of my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I've no interest in visiting the void myself. Yeah, but think of the amazing battles you can have. Might we discuss this later? There is something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Ahem. Shall we proceed with our own preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that this is a problem that we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know who excels in this kind of structural augmentation? The Ironworks? Yep, the elegance of it's always the elegance. Yeah, Garland Ironworks. An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the Void and its Void Gate energies. Yeah, didn't he go with us into the Void? With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Ralgor's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Okay, let's head on over to Ralgor's Reach. Oh, okay. I guess we're just going straight there. Oh, it's just literally gonna put us here. Okay. Let's head on over where the Ironworks. Not gonna talk to Jessie? Isn't Jessie over here or something? Yeah, there she is. Perhaps this young man can locate Sid for us. Maybe you should talk to Jesse? Brilliant. What brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Mr. Sid? Certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. He definitely doesn't. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Yeah, we want to go to the 13th. Heading into the void to find a lost dragon? That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. I mean, I can't tell, but you told us there is. It seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface, much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how would we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. Gonna make a little suit of armor for it? We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high etheric conductivity, so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. Ha! The hard part will be... Yeah. Ha! The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands, while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. Well, we'll see what we can do. I mean, Jesse's the real one in charge. He's the president only in name and maybe skill. I think we can leave the rest to Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the Great Walk and see how Nadana's is getting on with the mock Atmos. Are they gonna just take us right there, or are we gonna have to run all the way there? Okay, come on. You teleport me directly to Girabanya, but then you don't teleport me directly back. Like, why? I don't get the reasoning there. Oh well. Ilsabard and the Great Walk. Okay, Nadana. How are things coming? The insatiable curiosity of our alchemist has ever amazed me, though I've largely left them to their own devices since we opened the gate together. Oops, I meant Dog Stolta there.
Ah, hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
Probably.
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
Of course she would.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
That sounds like a double-edged sword.
And were you not also fearless? Heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament.
Astinian.
For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Again, this seems like we're rushing into this. Oh, there's Astinian. And the kids.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
To protect them well, you must take heart. Will you wallow in uncertainty forever?
take heart and protect them well.
I forget where that's from. Or is that what he said?
Such were the words I once
Yeah.
said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother.
He's not leaving yet.
Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Well, that was nice. We'll have the Atomos built before you know it. When a project like this comes along, we give it our full and undivided attention. Sleep? Pah! Who needs it? Oh, that reminds me. I really should finish that other project I was working on for His Excellency. Huh? What other project? Convincing others to follow their heart is not my forte. I would have gladly let our more philosophical comrades take the lead had they been here. Right. I think Alphanode would have done a fine job. I will not squander this chance you have given me. I will find Ajdaya. What? Someone needed to give that boy a good talking to. You don't suppose I'll be reprimanded, do you? I did just yell at the satrap. Oh, don't worry, you're fine. You surprise me, Stinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vitra reach his conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believed the palace racked by some unnatural storm. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage. And soul-chilling grief he nursed for right, that was supposed to be his broodmate, I believe. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there is a chance we can spare Vitra that pain, then I will follow you. An unusual crew we have here. Any other former scions we should call upon? Just the four of us. Yes, a very unusual crew. Indeed, but perfect for our purpose, I should think. I'd rather not bother with the scions with aught less than a dire threat to the star. Well, I mean, I think we're kind of gonna head there. Now, on to the specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. 'Twould be more convenient had we some manner of base camp near the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Megaduta. Okay. We'll have that Atmos built before you know it. When a project like this comes along, we give our full and done. Oh, right, we read that. Okay. So head on over to Megaduta, and I think that's probably going to be the end. Yeah, that's the end. And we'll probably get one more cutscene. Oh, not that one. I still can't believe they didn't have a map like that until Endwalker. Like, I mean, I played the game with that. Anyway, let's talk to each of them and then finish it up. Conducting our expedition out of the Rising Stones would raise just as many questions as recruiting too many scions. At least here in Radsid-Han, we might be expected to appear road-weary from our local explorations. I also just remembered I forgot to re-equip my Glam for this, but whatever. I was put into a guest room in the palace while I waited my audience with Vitra. I expect we'll be given the use of something similar. Okay, whoops. Talk to Varshan and wrap things up. Oops. Oh, come on. He said, and so that's why we'll need guest rooms. All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed your arrangements. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megaduta in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search to Ajdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least that I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chance of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the Great Walk and lend what help I can to Nidana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, Brillian, but my purpose need not consume you as well. You're headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience. For you're a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This I know. Well, yeah, I got this little stone that I'm trying not to eat. It tells me that I'm an explorer. A satrap's duty. Let's grab the crit materia as usual. Meanwhile, in the 13th. Ah, yes, this thing again. Okay, it's got a scythe. But we still have no idea what it is. It's got a weird hand on its face. I mean, it kind of looks like Xenos' Okay. But, I mean...
Thus I am returned.
Okay, this might have been Xenos' void scent, or... I think that's how Reaper works.
To be swallowed, bereft of savours.
I haven't done the Reaper quest line, so I don't know how Reaper works.